All right, the Detroit Lions have a tight end that's a rookie that we just haven't talked about enough, and that's Zach Horton. And he's a tight end, fullback, really good blocker, but you'll see here he can also go out and catch passes as well because we kind of need this. We have two tight ends right now, and we've really, since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been here, we've looked for that third tight end, and that needs to be versatile, really, right? You need to be able to be like kind of this H-back thing that they're doing here, tight end slash receiver, though, as well. So you can see he's just solid as a rock blocking. But check out this pass play. Goes out, it's behind him. Okay. Can go out in the routes a little bit. I love seeing a really good blocking tight end because, oh man, I mean, we can use this dude. You saw it with with Skipper and all the stuff that we do with kind of the heavy personnel. So to bring this guy in as like your tight end when really he's a lineman, man, he just engages and it's hard to get away from him. So this is an undrafted free agent that, like I said, we're not talking about him because, you talk about linemen you need some skill position guys that kind of pop, but a blocking tight end, I think, is one of the most important things that we actually need. And, man, in space, just lock them up. Last one here. Man, Indiana was exciting last year. You never say that. Okay, let's go. So there was article that was put out that was basically, which undrafted free agents caught your attention, and Zach Horton, tight end fullback, unique skill set that could be perfect for that third tight end role. Other people talked about Jackson Meeks. We've talked about him enough. But Zach Horton, kind of a sneaky one that we should keep our eye on as we go into OTAs, the vets come in, doing the workouts, and then, of course, as we get into training camp. Thank you. Training camp is going to be coming up here. I mean, we are almost in June, and then training camp starts in July because, remember, the Lions have that first preseason game in the month of July, which is a little crazy. But Dan Campbell, that's why it's great to have Dan Campbell. Just trust that he will manage the early part of the season really well, and we don't have to worry about, like, what are we doing? Remember the days when Matt Patricia's on his four-wheeler because he's like a broken leg, and he's on a four-wheeler, not a golf cart, not something like a quiet golf cart, but he's on like a full-fledged four-wheeler. What an idiot. Okay. Interesting here. PFF comes out and ranks all 32 quarterbacks ahead of the 2025 NFL season, and I did not look at this. I wanted to look at it with you on the fly as we look at this because this is going to irritate us. I'm just saying. The elite, 100%, they're in the AFC, the elite AFC quarterbacks that we all know about. Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, fine. Tier 2 high-end starters. If he's not in this list of high-end starters, I will be stunned. I'm already looking at these first two names. If he's not in this group, I will be, oh my gosh. If he's not in this group, Stafford, Justin Herbert, all day. Yeah, and he wasn't. Okay. Solid starters who have flashed high-end play. So this list is just already making me so mad because, okay, you want to have a tier 2 high-end starters list? Totally. I get that. And you want to put Justin Herbert in there? Sounds good. But you throw in some other guys and then you leave Goff out is just crazy because, and this is why PFF doesn't love Goff. I don't think because of his lack of rushing ability, but come on. I mean, he was incredible last year. 5,000 yards in 2023. Almost 5,000 yards again. Yards per attempt, 8.5. I mean, this is like monster stuff. 38 touchdowns. I mean, just what do you have to do? Geno Smith is in the same category. See, PFF, I'm going to just get off of this. I love PFF for non-statistical positions. So like offensive line, it's really good. Offensive and defensive line, even like linebackers or even corners, because they make plays that you maybe don't see instead of just interceptions or whatever. But PFF, I do think, is flawed in the way that they see big statistical positions like quarterback. There's so many stats for them to mess around with. It's like, how about we just look at the games and we see that a quarterback's just 15-2 and he's really good. I mean, come on. Okay. Other thing that I think we need to just look at here really quick is that so the Lions have, you saw it already, but I think it's just worth mentioning that the Lions have the most players in the list of the top 25 players under 25. So young players, really good players. The Lions are going to be here for, man, a few years to come, which is awesome. And then you look around the division, and it's really interesting because you've got the Minnesota Vikings, really good roster, but a young quarterback that we don't know anything about. Actually, we do know about. He was J.J. McCarthy. He didn't throw a lot in college. It was behind a stacked team. So I'm leaning towards like this isn't going to work. But then Kevin O'Connell, say what you want. He has made every quarterback that he's ever been around just very good. So you have a really good quarterbacks coach around really good personnel. Minnesota, I think, is going to be good. However, Jared Goff understands and can just totally pick apart that Vikings defense, which I just love. And by the way, it's one of my most favorite things since in the Dan Campbell era is his ability to just dominate the North. It's been awesome. Packers. Matt LaFleur is literally afraid of Dan Campbell. It reminds me of the Water Boy. He's just like, dude, I don't know what to do with this guy. Dan Campbell has just trick played him, gone for it on fourth down, aggressive. He doesn't know what to do. I mean, really, and I just love that. And then the Bears, they haven't done anything yet. I mean, until they start doing something. Love our chances against the Bears. Still not sold on Caleb Williams. Who knows? And I mean, Ben Johnson, we'll see. He hasn't been head coach before. Really good offensive coordinator, but Dan Campbell was like protecting him. Dan Campbell was he was the up front guy so that Ben Johnson could just be dialing up plays all day. But Dan Campbell was running the clock. There's going to be a lot of that. I can't wait to see it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see all of you on the next one.